Hi, my name is Brian Greenberg. I'm 28 years old and I suffer from Crohn's disease. I started noticing it in high school really, when the pain started setting in a little bit more, and to be honest, like any high school student, I kind of used it to get out of school every now and then. But then once the pain started to get a little bit more extreme towards my senior year, I realized that something serious was happening. I had to understand it more, did a lot of reading on it, and realized that it was going to be something that I would have to adjust my lifestyle to a little bit. The worst part of my Crohn's disease actually hit me my freshman year of college. I was away at the University of Rhode Island and I got my first infection in my rectal area. Once that set in, I actually had a period of 19 months where I had 13 different surgeries to drain the infection. I was basically going through a cycle where I'd run a fever for a week, drive home, have a minor surgery, recover for a week, and then the infection would start again the third week. It was a non-stop roller coaster. The pain was horrible. I would have drainage that would be uncontrollable, and the infections were just taking over my life with high fevers constantly. I tried to battle through my freshman year of college, but it was almost impossible on a day-to-day battle. And I just decided to have my ascending and transcending colons removed, and everything seemed to be really good. After about 5 or 6 years of remission, the bottom kind of dropped out, and that's when the disease really started to affect my sigmoid colon and my descending colon, where it actually started in. And the disease basically took over my life. I was going to the bathroom upwards of 20 times a day. And in November of 2009, I decided to have my second resection, where they removed another 6 or 7 inches of my colon. Unfortunately, after my second resection in November 2009, my symptoms didn't improve. I was continuing to go to the bathroom constantly. The pain was on a daily basis, and my quality of life was just not normal enough to live like everybody else. I really actually went into seclusion. I was depressed, I wasn't very happy. So last November, I decided to finally get an ileostomy bag. I really thought that this time of my life was going to be one of the hardest that I was going to have to deal with. I thought the ileostomy was going to affect me in a way where I wanted to stay in a lot. I wanted to take my time to get used to it. I met a girl last summer, and she was a great girl. I absolutely enjoyed, meeting her and having fun with her. And we hung out 2 days before my surgery actually, and had a great festival of food, as I like to call it, because the day before you have any colon surgery or stomach surgery, you're not able to eat. And I told her very candidly that the surgery I was having in 2 days was going to be for an ileostomy, and her exact reaction was, okay. And I said, do you know what an ileostomy is? And she said, yeah, who cares? And I walked into my house at that point with a smile ear to ear, realizing that this wasn't going to control my life, realizing that I could have relationships with it. And we've been together 6 months now, and it doesn't get in the way of anything. So it's been a great time. So when you're actually having an ileostomy surgery, it's kind of dangerous for guys because the surgery does come close to the prostate gland, which obviously does affect sexual function. Before the surgery, I did go to a sperm bank just to donate sperm and make sure that if I ever wanted to have kids, and if the surgery did affect my prostate, that I would still be able to have kids when I grew up later. Luckily for me, the surgery didn't get too close to the prostate, and I have absolutely 100% normal function, and the ileostomy doesn't get in the way of intimacy in any way, shape, or form. Since my first resection when I was 21, I really have adhered to a very strict lifestyle. I eat extremely healthy. I cook my own foods. I kind of found exactly what my body was able to live by, and I really motivate people to do the same. Keep a journal. Every meal that you eat, everything that you drink throughout the day, because liquids can bother your Crohn's as well. I don't mind desserts like cake or donuts, things like that, but pure chocolate does bother me. From my experience, I have found drinking to not be a problem for me, but I'm a very social drinker. I maybe have a beer or two a week. Drinking has actually slowed down my Crohn's at times, and I found for days after that I would actually digest my food really well. For other friends that I know have Crohn's disease, they would have a drink or two, and I know that it would speed their system up. So you kind of just have to find that balance for what works for your body. I actually really recommend you urge your doctors to do regular tests for your Crohn's to make sure that you're able to manage it and manage the inflammation as best as possible. I have a great doctor who, at a moment's notice, whenever I'm in pain, whenever I'm in discomfort, I feel an infection going on, wants to know exactly what's going on in my body, because there's no real way of knowing what your Crohn's disease is doing unless they're able to do images like CAT scans, GI series, and colonoscopies. Crohn's disease definitely has affected my life in a way where it's made me a stronger person. I know that every day isn't going to be a sunny, beautiful day like today, and even on days like this, it is going to affect me. But I've really learned to smile through it, laugh as much as possible, and realize that everybody does have their problems nowadays, and nobody is completely healthy. So even though I have Crohn's disease, it shouldn't affect my daily life. It shouldn't affect me interacting with people in any way. It shouldn't affect the relationships that I have with people. With proper planning ahead and knowing exactly where you're going, you're pretty much able to do anything a normal person does. Smile, laugh about it, make jokes, have fun, and you're able to live a normal lifestyle even if you have Crohn's disease. If I can rock climb like a normal person does, you can do anything you want to with Crohn's disease, and it shouldn't keep you from leaving the house and allowing you to live a normal lifestyle.